Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Rodrigo with Vibes Bodega. Welcome back to the Vibes Blueprint.
Blueprint
Today
laid,
we
San
do
Jose
have some
haze,
special guests, not just
podcast
one, but
ways,
two of
building
the
brighter
owners
days,
of
from the
this
corner
business. I
bodega
will
to the
let them
bus
introduce
route
themselves.
gangs, microphone checks.
My name is Evelyn Pina, and this is for Pretty Bees Coffee.
My name is Viera, and then
Well, thank you guys for coming and being one of our guests for December. I know you guys do have a pretty busy schedule, but yeah, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So we'll dive into getting to know a little bit more of Pretty Bees. So before Pretty Bees was established, who were you guys before Pretty Bees actually got established?
Who were we? Okay. Well, for me, I had a career in events, so I was doing that for a really long time. I had always been like a coffee lover, like a coffee connoisseur, as people call it. Mm-hmm. And I worked in coffee for a long time in the beginning of college. Starbucks was one of my intros, and then learned more about coffee through like local coffee shops. There's a Persian bakery that had a cafe and did cakes and stuff like that I was a part of when I was younger. And then ended up working for another cafe in Campbell that was more like espresso specialty. Mm-hmm. All while also simultaneously just doing and starting a career in events. I worked for Team San Jose in downtown as a venue manager. Mm-hmm. So I was there doing corporate events to concerts to community events, working with the city and different departments and nonprofits and whatnot, and got to learn a lot through that job. And then when we decided that we wanted to do coffee, it kind of went back into being a barista behind the scenes, and learned more about how to really dial in to all the things about espresso and coffee. And then when I decided that, it was time to really focus it on the coffee, kind of left that job, and now we're kind of like all in on the
Pretty Bees.
Yeah, on the
Awesome.
Pretty Bees Coffee.
What about yourself? Where were you at before Pretty Bees?
I never did coffee. I worked at a clothing store in the mall, and then I worked at T-Mobile for 6 years. So I was there for a long time, full time. I didn't love coffee at all. I started getting into like the past 2 years. And then when I met Evelyn, we started getting like coffee runs together, and then that's how I started kind of getting into coffee. And then once we started Pretty Bees, behind the scenes, that's where I started learning more like in detail about coffee, and I just fell in love with everything about coffee now.
That's pretty awesome.
That's all me now.
So what inspired you guys to start this coffee business, and not just start off as an individual, but actually team up with one another?
Coffee is just always been something, like for the last decade, I've been just really into coffee. I was always like, every weekend I was going to SF, like in the beginning of college, going to SF with some friends to kind of like figure out like the coffee scene there, because San Francisco's coffee scene is just like one of the best in a nearby city. And I just was always into it. My friends were always baristas. Like, again, it really helped me out through college, because I would go study at their stores, and then they would like hand me free coffee all the time. So it was just kind of worked out. My friends were always baristas, and so I got to learn a lot from them. And my friends were always super into coffee. So I knew that eventually I was going to open something of my own within coffee, but I always thought it would come later on, and I didn't see it coming anytime soon, to be honest, at the time. But then like, once we started to like kind of team up and like just hang out more.
Yeah, doing like Pilates and coffee. And then we started talking about it, and we were joking at first of starting like a little like paletero coffee cart. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, no, seriously, we can do an actual cart and serve coffee. She's like, oh, I know one of my friends that does it. And then that's how we started, and we just got serious about it.
That's pretty awesome, guys. And then was there a moment when you guys realized, hey, this is actually what is meant for us to do? When was kind of like that spark that kind of came into you guys?
I think when I saw it happening, like on our grand opening, like I saw people coming in, buying coffee, liking it, enjoying the vibe. I think that's when I was like, wow, so cool.
So the community coming together to support you guys kind of gave you guys that extra little oomph to kind of pursue that as a full-time career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I think for me, it's like when we started, like it was happening, which was great. But I think for me, it kind of like was another like, whoa, like there's a little bit of momentum happening here, which just happened recently in the last few weeks. And I know I was telling Yetta because I was like, people keep coming up to us and saying like, you're doing great, like your business is on the right track. From the outside in, it looks like you guys are on the road for success, which is great to hear as a small business because it doesn't feel like that.
It's not easy
every day.
starting off a business.
I mean, we're in the trenches right now, right?
Exactly.
We're in the a lot of money in debt, where we're not making a lot of money, and so it's really nice to hear that and like see that from like the public. And for people to be like, oh my, like I had one lady tell me like, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. And I was like, celebrity who? Like, I'm like turning around like who? Like,
No, but that's pretty awesome for the community to actually come out and support you guys. That's why we typically started this just so to help out small businesses, promote them, not just through this, but actually through TikTok or through any platform, because I do know that social media helps you guys out to promote a lot of your guys' businesses as well, correct?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it definitely does. I mean, I feel like all of our reach has been, a lot of it been through just social media, like TikTok. People are like, oh my God, I've seen your TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
like I see it pop up all the time.
So
Like,
they'll be
it's
like,
you
I
guys.
recognize her from the TikTok, which is Evelyn because she be doing her TikTok.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I recognize her. She was the one talking on the TikTok. I'm like,
Yeah, it's always so funny.
And then who has supported you guys the most during this journey?
I think for me, the first person that comes to mind has to be the owner of Academic Coffee, Frank. He is been, so our coffee roaster is Academic Coffee. And right off the bat, he was one of the first people we talked to when we came up with the idea. We were like, oh, like we want to start a coffee cart or coffee business. Like the first step was to find a coffee roaster. So, and he was very personable. He was very kind, super open, and ever since then it's been unwavering. Like the support and the willingness to sit down with us at any point, and like we ask him a lot of questions, and because he's, in my eyes, he's one of the most successful people.
Absolutely.
And also like a staple to like San Jose and like creating that local coffee culture. And so, yeah, Academic's been one of my favorite coffee shops. And then to have him partner with us and like bring us, even like advise us to get more opportunities. Like
Absolutely.
he's provided that for us. So it's been just really, really great to see that.
So shout out to Academic Coffee, because not everybody's willing to help out and kind of give you the 411 about the business. There's a lot of businesses that actually try to withhold those little details because not everybody wants one another to grow. So that's pretty awesome from Academic Coffee for them to actually support you guys. What about yourself? Who do you feel was your biggest supporter during this journey so far?
My family too. Yeah, I feel like they've been there. They'll come buy coffee every single time they can. They're always there, like no matter what. Yeah, my friends and family.
And then what's one lesson from your past that shaped you the way you run your Pretty Bees business now?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
What's one lesson from your past that shaped you the way you run your business now?
Well, I have a lot of lessons that I have learned very painfully because working in events was, taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of skills. The biggest one was attention to detail and also learning how to pivot, which I feel like as a business, you have to, be willing, know when to pivot, know how to pivot, and also like attention to detail. So yeah, I think for me, my last job definitely taught me that. I learned that if you give anything a chance to fall through the cracks, it will. That's just like the nature of like events. And I think when we're doing the coffee cart and we're still part of like all these community events that we've been invited to, like all that is still true. So learning how to, make sure that every little detail is covered, making sure that operationally we're working well, making sure that from a customer perspective, like hospitality is like in our forefront mind, and also just like knowing how to pivot, knowing like when when to change a menu item, when to learn how to work with the community coordinator or something like that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think that's been my biggest lesson is like attention to detail and making sure all your eggs are kind of like like covered and stuff like that.
What about yourself? What do you think? What is a lesson that kind of you brought into Pretty Bees that kind of helped you shape how you run the business in your
For
perspective?
me, it's like taking risk. Sometimes I just want to jump into something, and Evelyn sometimes tells me, slow down. For me, it's like, yeah, sometimes I'm just like, let's just take the risk. I'm very much like, let's just do it type of person.
And then for people who don't know Pretty Bees, why the name Pretty Bees?
That's a good question. We were just kind of hanging out, and it was literally like right at that moment.
We were like just talking about like, what would we call it? And then
the name came Bees, and then I was like, well, I want it to be like catchy, and I want it to be like very like women kind of centered, like for girls. So we're like, okay, Pretty Bees.
And I was like,
So-
oh, I like that.
So
Yeah.
coffee is only for girls. Sorry,
No.
guys.
Everybody can
Just
come.
kidding.
The men can come and pay for the girls.
They can be
And then, what was the first drink you guys ever sold?
the honey.
I know who. It was my friend Jasmine Gentry. She was our first customer. She was on time, and we were like,
It was kinda
we were like
chaotic.
a little chaotic still in the moment. It was our grand opening, and she ordered a vanilla latte, iced vanilla latte.
And it's actually good, guys. What separates Pretty Bees Coffee from any other pop-up in the Bay Area?
I think for us, it's definitely our attention to detail to the espresso. I think we're very much coffee forward. We care about serving a balanced espresso, and then also our Latin inspiration. Like we just for the holidays we came up with like a Maria's cookie latte, which you won't find anywhere else. And if you're Latino, like I remember growing up eating the Maria's cookies
Those
like
are,
with
like,
my
my
grandma,
favorite.
my cousins, you know, like
No,
Yeah.
my grandma always, she's all like, oh, can you bring me some of those cookies? Which one's the Maria's?
And it's always like dipping in the coffee.
Yes.
And then that's why
Yes.
we were like talking, when we were talking about it, we were like talking about Biscoff and like that type of cookie. And then we were just sitting down and we're like, oh, Maria's, like that's like a Mexican cookie. And I was like, we love them. And Evelyn loves them. I love them.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just like play with the foam. And actually right away it came out super good. And then we're like, we're doing this one. And it's like everybody's favorite at the moment. So we're keeping her.
And then we also had like other drinks like the rompope matcha, which was like that one came about after our grand opening when we both realized that our parents were from Durango. So, which is funny that it took us that long
Yeah.
to realize.
It was when our moms were talking.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, oh, they're from Durango, like where your dad's from. And
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are from Durango? And I was like,
And
"Yeah."
that's like not very common. Yeah,
No, it's
okay.
not.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was cool. So like stuff like that, and then I think also like all of our syrups we make them ourselves, like
Oh, really?
our foams, like nothing is artificial, like so we make them, we have to make them, and our foams like we whip them almost every morning because they don't last that long, so everything's like pretty fresh. So that's I think another thing that personally I appreciate about a coffee shop when I go to, because that really also shows like the quality of flavor.
And how did you guys learn how to craft espresso and matcha?
Honestly, Evelyn taught me. I didn't know like much about espresso or matcha. Like I know like the taste of it. Like I love it. And then Evelyn introduced us to one of her friends, Kelvin, and he trained us more about like in the detail about like dialing and how the espresso should taste, how it should fall. And that's pretty much how I learned, how I got educated on matcha and espresso.
What about yourself, Evan?
Also Calvin. Yeah. So yeah,
Shout out
so
Calvin.
shout out to Calvin. He's gonna be doing his own thing soon, I hope. So we'll be seeing Calvin. But he was one of my supervisors in my last barista role. And yeah, he definitely taught me more on like how to like dial and stuff like that. And and then also just like trying different coffee shops. And that was like another thing, was like you have to like get your taste buds to kind of like, know the differences.
Yeah.
And, like get that like taste palette. And so just going to all these different like coffee shops and trying just an espresso and asking questions to that barista of like, okay, where's this coffee from, and what are the notes that I should be, tasting it.
Absolutely.
So just kind of like exposure. And yeah, the last role that I had, they were more specialty in Campbell. So Calvin, he definitely trained me a little bit more on like how to taste that. The roaster that they used was Dune Coffee, which is a coffee shop in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And they are actually like, they're super into coffee. I mean, there's a whole like championship barista competitions that people have, and they're like always involved in them.
Oh, awesome.
And they would come all the way over here to train that coffee shop.
Wow.
So I got to like, be a part of some of those training things, which really helped.
That's pretty awesome, honestly, to honestly know a lot about your coffees and everything, because it really shows that you have a passion to what you're actually doing, and not just doing it just as a profit, but you're actually growing as an individual, that you pay attention to all those little details. So what was the biggest challenge starting out?
I think the biggest challenge for me was just learning how to balance it all, because I was, working a full-time job while also starting a business. The risk of like investing, money in a business was also kind of challenging. And just making sure that we were keeping the ball moving, right? It's easy to like, delay things, or, when things are hard, or your schedule's booked. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice when you're starting a business, because you have to choose now between spending time with your family or getting that like, moving on to the next step.
100%.
Yeah,
So-
we were doing like full-time jobs and the coffee full-time, and it was like no sleep. It was just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, starting a small business is not for the weak, honestly.
But it's been fun.
And then, what has been your favorite part of growing the business? Because I know you'll see all the challenges, but what's your favorite part?
Seeing it come, like seeing it succeed. It's nice seeing that, and having regulars coming back, and like now I'm getting to know them. I know them by their names, by their face. Seeing that is just like, it's so amazing.
Absolutely. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's like my favorite part about like coffee and like cafe culture is like, you get to know like the people. You get to know them by name, and you get to like hear about like, like, oh, like we were a part of a wedding, like where our coffee was literally in the wedding ceremony.
Like they did an espresso, like
they did
bond
a union,
or something.
like a
Oh, yeah, there
union
you go.
thing with our espresso and then the milk. So it was literally a part of their ceremony.
Is that like a regular thing in general, or did
I've never seen that.
I've
But
never
that was
seen
so
it.
cool.
I was like, I'm gonna do that.
Evelyn's like noted.
There's that.
Yeah, because I've never heard anybody do that
Yeah.
in a wedding. So
Yeah.
you created maybe a trend right there. There you go.
That was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but
Yeah,
it was-
when we saw that, we were super excited.
Yeah, and then like also like during that wedding, like everyone kept coming back for like seconds and thirds, and like just seeing people like want like in our last event we were at Born Beauty Salon in Campbell, and they had a couple other vendors, and I remember like multiple people were like, oh, I'm gonna go for like a second or third drink, like. For it to be, like, for people to want like a third drink, I was like, okay, this must be
We're doing
really
something
good,
right.
You must be doing it right.
Like the secret ingredient actually worked.
Yeah.
It's working.
And then, what is one mistake you guys made early on that taught you something valuable?
For me, was rushing into things. Sometimes just doing it, not paying attention to detail. That's one thing I'm learning now, is pay attention to detail. Think about what can go wrong. That's something Evelyn always tell me. Always think of what can go wrong. Like that's been helping me get better at managing the business.
Yeah, I've gone through that, and with time, as growing as a business owner, I always try to plan things out. Like try to think 3 to 4 to 5 steps ahead, and if possible, maybe 10 steps ahead, because anything can and will go wrong
Yeah.
if you're barely starting out. And I've learned that the hard way. and I try to teach my guys the same thing. And yeah, what about yourself?
I think for me, the hardest lesson, I guess, just being patient, with the process and enjoying it. I think for me, like, I can be very, like, go, go, go. Like, I want to, achieve, like, that next phase. So I think just being patient and also allowing, mistakes to happen too. Like, there's, failure isn't the end, right? Like, it's just like a lesson. So just like accepting them as they come, and not like being so like frustrated from it, because I can get you can get really in your head if you're like letting all these punches get to you. So I think for me it's like keep your peace, like, above all else, and just take them as they go, and then just one step at a time, one day at a time.
Absolutely, they can be overwhelming. And then what's something people don't see behind the scenes of running the coffee business?
No sleep.
I was literally about to say the same thing. I was like, we don't sleep.
No sleep.
We don't sleep. We're two girls that, aren't morning people. I'm not a morning person. And we're trying to sell coffee in the morning.
It's funny because we own a coffee business and none of us want to wake up that early.
So a couple shots of espresso before starting out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it started styling.
Yeah.
And then how would you describe the vibe of Pretty Bee's coffee?
I think for us, it's like, cutesy, like Latin, city. Like, we wanted to feel like Gilmore Girls, like cozy. But
like a little bit of Gossip Girl, Gilmore Girls in there.
Yeah. But make it like Latin.
Yeah.
And then what kind of experience do you want people to feel when they stop by?
Like it's their home. Like they're welcome anytime.
Yeah, it's definitely like that, like, like that culture that we learned, like my mom's side of the family is from Mexico City. My dad's is from Durango. And I know that, like, for our family, like, especially like people from Mexico City, they're super, super like open arms, like party till like all night. That's how my cousins are. And there's a lot of like, there's a lot of value in that, of just being so like welcoming. And I think that's important to me, like being, hospitable to people and making sure that they feel comfortable. Like, that's always what I care about when someone comes in, is making sure that I'm talking to them, catching their vibe too, but being like, okay, like, how are you? How's your day? Like, any plans for today? Making sure that they have that connection with the barista, I think is really important, because I pay attention to that when I go to a coffee shop. Like, I won't go back to a coffee shop if it's not like, like they're actually paying attention to their customers, because good coffee that's like step one, right? Like, because I can make good coffee at home, but some days I want to go out of my way to really romanticize that coffee experience. So I feel like for us, like, I love people when they romanticize their coffee experience, because I love that too, and I want to provide that in a way that's so true to like our culture and like, what our parents have taught us, which is like all are welcome and all should like,
it's like, tu casa es mi casa.
Yeah, like feel comfortable, like, like you're not going to be ignored here, like you're gonna you're gonna feel like you're at home, like kind of like what I was saying.
Anything else you want to add?
Oh no.
Okay. And then how much of your personality goes into the branding?
A lot. I feel like we're both very creative, and then we throw ideas to each other a lot, and then we have fun with that, and then we get delusional sometimes. But it's fun. Yeah, I feel like a lot goes into it. How we think about the drinks, even just imagining what tastes better with the drink. Like, mostly everything.
And then what values does your business represent?
I think for us, definitely like inclusivity, like making sure that all are welcome, and just being like, all inclusive and kind to one another. I feel like that goes a long way, especially for like one-to-one customer interactions. and also just like women empowerment. Like, you know, obviously we're like a women-owned business.
Yeah, that's why we had La Gaviota.
Our cups are pink. Like, we also really work with a lot of like
Women businesses.
women-owned businesses and studios, and so just creating like a space where like women feel comfortable, feel empowered, and you know, they have a cute little drink for their day.
Absolutely. And then how do you guys stay creative with the drink menu? Because I know you guys were talking about the Mania drink one, but how do you guys stay creative about your guys' drink menu?
We have like a rotation right now for like season.
Yeah, and then like when we sit down, honestly, and just talk about like what's next, and then we usually try to include something Latino or something like where we're from. So that's why Maria came up, because we were thinking about a cookie latte, and I'm like, there's no like Mexican cookie, and that's where Maria came from. But it's usually just us sitting down, talking to each other, and brainstorming, and then thinking about flavors we like, our parents like, our grandparents like. That's how it kind of.
You know what I'm kind of a little bit surprised about? That you guys haven't brought champurrado.
We tried.
Oh, did you?
We did.
I even tried atole nuez, but it's super thick, and the thing about that, it's it won't last very long.
Okay.
So we like, it can go bad, and then it could be wasted, and that's kind of about where we're at. Still,
Yeah,
like,
we just have to think about like our capacity, because that's probably another thing people don't realize. It's just us two. Like, we are the ones making the syrups, we're the ones whisking the foam, we're the ones putting the stickers on the cup, making the drinks, moving the cart. Like, sometimes my dad helps me, but you know, like, it's just us two. So it's like learning how to, you know, like, not be wasteful within our business. And
because in the beginning, it was
we were doing a lot.
throwing away some stuff too.
We were doing a lot
because we were trying to have a lot, and then it was going to waste, and then we felt bad sometimes with a full batch sometimes. So that's kind of why we're just being a little bit more cautious.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then, what do your customers mean to you guys?
They mean everything to us. Like, we would not be here. It would just be a hobby without them. This would not be a business without them. Yeah, I mean, to me, like, a lot of our customers, you know, they're like, they've become, like, we're getting to know them. Like, we're actually building relationship with some of them. Like Yetta said, we had some regulars. So, like, talking to them about what
and it
they're
just feels
looking
nice.
for.
It feels like another friend.
Yeah.
You know, coming and then visiting.
Yeah.
Seeing how we can help them too. Like, a lot of them are like, you know, can be like business owners too, and then we're trying to figure out like, how can we help you? Or maybe they have, you know, a side thing that they're doing too. Like, we've met a lot of people just through like people that we work with now too and partner with now, that just we're probably just like swinging by to grab coffee.
Yeah, and then a lot of them can actually be kind of brand ambassadors for you guys, if you guys can see it in that perspective as well. Because if they carried a good experience with you guys while they were there with your guys' customer service, they'll obviously not just tell family members, but they will tell friends, strangers, and you know, who knows.
No, yeah, for sure.
And then
They
what?
represent us too.
Absolutely. And then has the Willow Glen / San Jose community supported you guys?
I mean, yeah, they keep showing up. You know, I think just being consistent, and you know, that helps us, like having repeat customers. And Willow Glen, like, small businesses have been really helpful too. So just like, yeah, they've been really supportive, like helping us with like find connections, like we were able to find like our commissary through that neighborhood. And just like, yeah, just kind of like make connections, and they help us
follow us
every way.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're in Campbell, they pop up. Willow Glen.
Yeah, they literally do follow us. Yeah.
And I love that.
And then what is your favorite part about serving people face to face?
Interacting with them, getting to know them, listening to their stories.
Seeing their reactions to the coffee.
The first sip, I always pay attention to them. Like,
It's always fun when like they like, you know, they're like, oh, what's this? And then they're like, oh, I'm curious. And they try, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
Absolutely.
That's like the best to see that kind of reaction.
I bet you that's the best feeling ever, huh?
yeah.
And then what has surprised you the most about your customers?
They keep coming back. I mean, it's not surprising.
No, for real. 'Cause
But
honestly-
it's just, it's nice, you know, especially sometimes you see them back to back. And that's like surprising, but in a good way. I'm just like, you love us that much? Like, our coffee. Like, it's just, it's nice, you know?
What about you, Evan?
Yeah, I think just the fact that they're like sharing us too, like posting us on their social media. They'll come back with friends, like, or they'll like meet up with their friends with us. So I think that's like, that goes like a huge way, and that like means a lot for us as a small business too.
And then, what is a drink that people sleep on? Something that is underrated.
I thought it was La Gaviota.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
I feel
pretty
like
good.
people were a little scared to try it just because it had mezcal. Or because they hear the word mezcal in it. Like, they think it's a little, like, woody. But I never... It wasn't made to be, like, woody. It was made to be pretty balanced sweet. But I feel like every time someone tries it, they end up really loving it. But I feel like everyone's kind of, like, hold back about ordering it a little.
And then, what's your personal go-to order?
Brown sugar flat white.
Mine's probably a flat white with vanilla. Yeah.
For me, it's a brown sugar flat white with cinnamon.
I've
literally-
never had that.
No, it's my go-to everywhere we go. I'm always
right on.
like, brown sugar flat white.
Even though I've been having Americanos.
Americanos.
Yeah.
And then, if you could only serve one drink forever, which one would it be?
I really love, this sounds so basic, but I really love our Mexican vanilla latte.
I was gonna say a Mexican vanilla latte.
Like, it's just like
It's just
everyone
so
will love it
good.
too.
And
Yeah.
I'm not a vanilla person. I will go anywhere. I will never order a vanilla.
No.
It's always brown sugar. If I do, I'm like, just because I don't like vanilla like that. But then when I tried our vanilla latte, it doesn't taste like
Vanilla.
normal vanillas. So I fell in love with it. And now I'm just like, that's all I
I'm
love that one too.
I'm telling you guys are putting secret ingredients in them.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on it. Where do you see Pretty Bees in the next couple years?
We're hoping at a
Shop.
at a brick and mortar.
Absolutely.
That's kind of like always been the goal. It's a very expensive goal, but it's a goal.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
Just manifest it and it will come true, honestly, especially if you guys are getting so much support from the community. What's one skill you're working on to take your business to the next level?
I think for me, just more knowledge on like, it's gonna sound so like operational, but like just all the permits for the Santa Clara Health Department.
No, for
All
real.
that
so hard.
stuff is so hard. The diagrams, the materials, you know, just really knowing, like dialing in all the details to that. So like I've been going to talk to people and just like kind of figure out what's that gonna look like from a brick and mortar standpoint, you know, at that large scale. What does that look like? We're like picking brains with like mentors of ours, like local coffee shops that have been really supportive. Like Voyager Coffee is also one of those that have sat down with us and like was like, what are your questions? I'm all ears.
And we
which
met
is
her
amazing.
by like, she just came randomly to try our coffee.
Yeah.
And that's literally how we met
She got
her.
so excited. We were
She
like,
was
oh
like,
my God, hi.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a coffee shop owner. I was like, oh, which coffee shop? Voyager. Which
And I was
is
like, oh my God, that's like one of our favorite
favorites.
spots.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
we have meetings there.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just learning more. I think that's, yeah, just like learning to uncover, you know, more details to like, what does that look like in the future? How can we prepare now for that? Yeah, that's fun.
That's pretty awesome. Honestly, these are little things that people don't see. They only see your business and establish and everything, but getting permits and everything like that is a really big deal to actually get. So, if you could collaborate with any local business, who would it be?
I think I know.
Say it.
You say it.
You.
No.
What do we say that?
You go first.
No, you.
No.
Go.
Say it. I talk a lot.
Oh, me? Like a local business we would like to. Well, we did recently a collab with Last Chapter, and then I would love to do a collab with Academic because they are a roaster. So
They're down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one I would like
I
to
was
do.
gonna say hash and dash.
Oh, like you mean like any type or
Any
just
type.
coffee? Oh, I thought we were talking about just coffee.
No, anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, any.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be cool.
That would be cool. We actually had talked about
that.
it. Yeah.
Have you guys talked to Hash and Dash?
I know
She knows
I know
him.
Brandon. I've talked to him, but not about an actual club, which would be cool. But like we would need a location for their space, but I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the last chapter, which was really cool. They also do coffee and matcha, with more like Vietnamese kind of inspiration. Their matcha is really, really good. And they also from my understanding, they also make a lot of their foams fresh and everything. She's really into, making that quality kind of syrups too. And then they also are doing food now too, which I forgot what it's called, but it looked so
I kind of
bomb.
saw it on her Instagram. It looked really good. Yeah.
How does it look like?
It's like
It almost looked like an empanada.
an
Asian,
empanada.
empanada.
But I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
It looked
I'm
really
out
good.
for it.
Yeah.
Is it challenging balancing between being a creator and being a business owner?
That's a good question. I think for me, I definitely have a more natural operational head. You know, I'm more like systematic and planning is comes more natural to me than the creator side of things. But it's been fun to have to tap into creative side because I feel like it is there. It just takes a lot of time. So a lot of editing. It's also getting outside your comfort zone, which I feel like is a growth opportunity to set up a camera and figure out a TikTok and how to connect to an audience that way.
I spend hours doing that. I'd rather just be I can't. I'm barely getting into the picture stuff, but it's really hard when I'm trying to make a video. Then I forget I'm recording myself.
Have you guys ever done the little POVs with the AI glasses?
I need to do that. I have glasses.
She has them.
Yeah. Well, my boyfriend has them, but
I can borrow them.
Yeah, just grab a coffee. Turn it
yeah,
on.
I need to do that.
That would be cool.
And then what type of content feels more natural to you to post?
I'm a yapper, so I just put up my phone and I just most of the time it's not planned. I just literally know I need a post, so I just force myself to do it. And that seems like the easiest to edit it and post. So yeah, I'll just put up my phone and just start talking about something.
What about yourself?
For me, just recording the drink. I'm still working on recording myself, but I get a little camera shy. Yeah. Or I'm awkward. I could be awkward. So sometimes I'm I just look awkward. And I'm nah, I'll take a video of the drink. Yeah.
And then how do you deal with the pressure of staying consistent on social media?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a constant thing. You just have to, I think for me, it's just not overthinking it, not
Just
overthinking how I look like in that photo. But I do believe that I think people relate a lot better with a person, if they have a face to a name. Mm-hmm. So I think, and since they will actually be seeing us, at the coffee cart, then I think it's nice for them to know who's inviting them and stuff to the events that we have going on. But I think for me, just knowing, just to not overthink it. If mistakes happen, again, just they happen. But I think just being consistent is key for social media. Being consistent and not being so perfectionism focused. I feel like that's important.
I feel like the audience like a little bit more raw content than kind of structural at times.
Totally.
Especially when it's small businesses.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I don't manage honestly the social media as much. That's more Evelyn, but I'm trying to get more into the social media. But for me, I'm just posting pictures of the drinks. I try to do that sometimes. If I'm working the shift, I try to post them multiple times on the stories. But I'm still trying to record myself.
If you weren't running a coffee business, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Probably concerts and events. Still, what I was doing before.
Probably working at a clothing store. I was trying to go back to that.
And then what's a dream destination you haven't been to yet?
Travel wise?
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Ooh.
Or Germany.
Oh yeah, Germany or something. What's for me?
She's traveled a lot though.
Where did I
She
wanna
needs to
go?
like list all the places she's been to. She's like, where haven't I been?
What I want? Oh, I've been wanting to go to China
Ooh, China.
because I want to
yeah.
hit all the Disneylands, and I need China.
Have you
So-
gone? Japan has one, right?
I went to the Japan one,
Wow.
loved it.
Yeah.
I would go again.
I've heard it's much more cheaper to go to
Oh,
Japan
yeah.
than Florida.
Even
saw
like
that
the
today.
merch.
Yeah,
I bought like a hat for like $10. I was like, woo,
that's
Disney.
insane.
Yeah, no, I love Disney. So China would be the next place I want to go to.
Have you gone to the Hawaii has one, right?
They have like a resort, but they don't have like the Disneyland. It's Paris, Japan, Florida, LA. I think there's one more. Did I say China already?
Yeah. And you've been to all of them except for China?
Except for China and Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, but I want to go to the China one. So I would, and then it looks really nice. Like I want to story. It looks
Evelyn's
nice.
face.
I told you, she travels a lot. Yeah.
And then, what's one thing people don't know about you guys? Or what's something people would be surprised to learn about you guys?
I'm not sure.
That she travels a lot.
I guess for me it would be that I travel. But not anymore. The business has taken over.
Oh, true.
But I love that. She travels a lot too.
I just started traveling.
You travel too.
Yes, I have.
So, what's your guys' comfort food after a long day of a shift at the coffee shop?
Tacos.
Where are the best tacos?
I don't have a favorite taco spot. But tacos are burrito, and usually if I have to like drive and go somewhere, it's Tacos Jalisco. They will, I don't know if forever be my favorite. It's just I've been going there since I was little. And then there's Reyes, but mostly Tacos Jalisco. That's like, I don't know why, but I think maybe because I went since I was a little girl. And it's just always been my favorite. But if I have to drive and go get tacos, I'll go get it from there.
Okay. What about you, Evan?
I love Thai food. Like Thai food. Yeah, I feel like Thai food's always like my go-to. For like comfort, like go get like a yellow curry.
What's your
rice.
favorite Thai food place?
Thai spice, I think it's what it's
Thai
called.
spice.
I don't think I've ever had Thai.
That place is good.
I'd
Their
recommend
curry's
you.
really good.
I'd recommend you guys a spot called Krung Thai off of Winchester. That one's pretty bomb.
Okay, I need to try that one.
That's Thai food?
Yeah, next to the Valero gas station. And then, what's one hobby outside of the coffee that you love to do? Pilates.
Oh, actually, yeah. Yes, Pilates at Astral. That's when I just started doing that. And then I haven't done it in well, hiking also.
Yeah, hiking's fun. We were doing hiking,
Hiking
in
was
the
good.
summer for
Yeah.
like almost every day.
Hiking's fun. And then, you know, I do play guitar a little bit, but I haven't done that in a while because that takes a lot of time.
So after the show, she
I need
will
to
be
go.
playing the
And
guitar.
singing for us.
And then, what keeps you grounded throughout the ups and downs of the coffee shop?
That we're gonna get there. That everything's fine.
Absolutely 100.
Honestly, you know, at the end of the day, like making coffee is very grounding to me too. Like it's really like peaceful. Like as long as there's not like a huge line, you know, just, there's no line, then this is a different story. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like knowing that you enjoy it, you know, you have like a genuine interest and then genuine like enjoyment to make coffee. That's always like at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, it's just coffee, you know, like it's not out here performing surgery, you know, so that makes me feel better.
But if you put a little bit of the wrong thing, it'll go sideways though too.
That is true.
Yeah, that's why you concentrate and you focus because you're looking at the seconds, you're looking at the weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
So we're almost about to close this episode. So one last thing before we take off is, what's the message do you guys want to leave other Latina entrepreneurs watching right now, either right now on the TikTok live or people who will tune in on YouTube to watch this? What message do you guys want to leave them?
Never give up, and there's always enough for everyone. So if you want to start another coffee shop, another jewelry, another like any other type of business, there's enough for everyone to go around. There's enough for everyone to succeed.
I think for me, my biggest advice is start small. Dream big, but start small. Like, have like the biggest goal, like let your imagination like run wild, but then don't let that, huge imagination stop you, and like the fear of how big it is stop you. Just start small, If it's to, start your own coffee shop, and you might see all those numbers, all the work, but maybe it starts with you just making coffee for your friends and your family at home. And that's your small step. Or if it's like having like this huge successful like clothing line, like just start with like sketching something for yourself, or like, if you want to like do a Pilates like studio one day, then just like, start, maybe invite some friends and do a small curated event. Like there's always a way to, live out that dream. And I feel like fear is like one of those things that will stop you, but just start small and dream big.
And then before we take off, how about you guys talk to the audience for a minute and kind of just tell them where they could find you, any upcoming events you guys are having, just so they know where to find you guys.
Yeah, you can guys find us, like we'll post on our Instagram and TikTok, which is Pretty Bees Coffee. And this Saturday, we're going to be at La Herbalista, which is a plant nursery in Willow Glen. They're doing a small business holiday pop-up. So we'll have a bunch of vendors there right before the holiday season is kind of coming to an end.
So your last Christmas shopping.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for stopping by and giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys. And thank you guys, everybody watching on TikTok Live. And this episode will be live on YouTube Sunday, 7 a.m. So thank you guys. Thank you guys again for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Keep the grind moving, no time to rest. Every episode's a masterpiece, manifest.